with Haworth in Chicago. So Lauren,
Yes.
tell us, where are you quarantining right now?
I am in my apartment. So yeah, I'm like, I don't know.
Okay.
This is my desk right behind. Yep. So
Oh,
that's
nice.
where I've been. That's where I've been working. So
Nice.
yes.
Okay. How's Chicago doing? We've heard from a few Chicago people now, but what's your take on the city and how everything's being handled?
It's been okay. I would say, I mean, we're in shelter in place, so pretty much I feel like I'm quarantined in my apartment. I don't leave at all. Usually I
Right. Okay, so you're
go out.
talking it like you're really like hunkering down.
Well, it's hard. I feel like, I mean, you live in Lincoln Park too. It's
Yeah.
um we don't have like super big sidewalks or a ton of areas to walk, and
Right.
I feel like at times like I've gone out and like the streets are still pretty crowded and busy, and I'm like, okay, people aren't taking this seriously. So
Right.
yeah,
Which is like a little pretty worrisome, I feel like, but I know everyone has their own opinions on that. So
yeah. So
okay.
we'll see. My husband is the designated grocery shopper, so he goes out and does
Oh, that's
the
so nice.
shopping.
That's the place where I get the most freaked out because I'm like,
Yes.
this is where we're all going, and it's like a little concerning. So
I-
that's when I get like most paranoid is when I'm at the grocery store.
Absolutely. I know. I
Yeah.
had major anxiety at the beginning. I was like, I don't think I'm going to do it.
I love that you're like, and you're designated.
Yeah.
That's perfect.
No, I'm like, if he gets it, I'm going to get it too. So
Yeah, there you go. So it's fair. You're all in this together. So,
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Well, tell us about Haworth and kind of how things have been changing or shifting since this has happened. I feel like all of us, especially reps, are still trying to wrap their head around it. But
Yeah.
tell us, fill us in.
So
And
it's
maybe like a little, can you do a little blurb about Haworth too, in case some people maybe aren't as familiar?
absolutely. So Haworth is a furniture manufacturer, but we started as more of office manufacturer, workstations, but we definitely have expanded into all different avenues, in the sense we have a lot of different ancillary options now. We even have a ton of accessories such as lighting and rugs. So we
It's
pretty
very
much have,
broad now. You guys have
Yes.
so many different brands, which is amazing.
yeah, it's been really fun to see it grow within the past 5 years that I've been part of the Chicago team. So it's really cool to see. But it has been really interesting during this pandemic to see how quickly, I feel like, and I'm sure this is everyone right now, it's like day to day it changes so quickly. So our manufacturing is out of Michigan. We do everything in the US, but we do have manufacturing all over the world because we are a global company. But for our manufacturing in the US right now out of Michigan, we are only working on essential business.
Essential. Okay.
So,
And what does that, I mean, I feel like I'm pretty in the loop on that, but what does that mean for people who are like,
yeah. So we're just really, and honestly, it's just really making that big push because obviously it's all regulated with the government. So really making sure that if they're essential, so if you think of like healthcare providers or even like, and that's to my knowledge, because that's very, I know it can get into a ton of details of what you would consider as essential to non-essential, but yeah. So
so you're essentially working on essential business. Okay, got it.
Yes.
So many puns.
Yeah, I know. But yeah, so it's been a really interesting kind of roller coaster. Every day it's kind of something new, and I feel like it's very much, every state is different because some have shelter in place and some don't. So
which Illinois, we're shelter in place if you guys are watching from all over. So yeah, we're really in place.
Yes.
Oh my gosh. Okay. All right. So what's been some of the cool stuff you've heard of reps doing to be able to like reach designers and like kind of try to keep going as much as possible?
Yeah, no, that's a good question. I feel like a really popular one right now is definitely like the virtual happy hours.
Okay.
Been seeing a lot of that. I have not done it yet, but a couple of
Okay.
my counterparts are doing it this Friday. So they're like sending out a couple different like drink options and some like
Okay.
pizzas and that kind of thing. They're making it a little bit more interactive too, which is fun.
Oh, that's super fun.
Yeah, so I've seen that.
Because I am not a cocktail maker. Like if
Yeah.
you're like, Tara, let's make cocktails, I'd be like, pour a wine. I wouldn't be able to do it.
Yeah, for me, I've done some like one-on-one, just like coffee catch-ups and,
Okay.
you know, just
Okay.
catching up with them over coffee and then even like sending some virtual like gift cards, that kind of things.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it is stretching everyone right now and how can we interact virtually. It is interesting too because I feel like your days blend, you know, like I'll find myself working a lot later
Yep.
just because it's right there and like you have the access to it. So
Yeah, totally. Do you feel like you've been so busy? I actually feel like we've been really busy, even though it's been
yeah,
a little like it's different busy, but it's still pretty busy.
yeah, absolutely. It's funny. I was talking to some of my other social spaces counterparts, and it's just like a continual amount of calls. And
Yeah.
either if they're with clients or designers or even internally, we'll have a lot of calls, like trainings or new learnings on how we can help our clients. So it's
Yeah.
just, it's constant. So
Back
it's
to back.
good. It's all good
I
stuff.
see
But it's
Mackenzie
a
down
lot.
there in Dallas. Hi, Mackenzie.
Oh,
Hey,
hello.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. So we got off a call earlier. We had, I think, like 11 or 12 different Chicago firms on the call.
Yeah.
And then we're going to be going into one here at 5 o'clock again. And every call is so different. So I'm excited you get to be on both calls, Lauren.
Yeah, I'm so
But
excited.
what were your thoughts from the first one? Because it was really fun to reconnect with everyone in Chicago and hear
Yeah.
kind of their perspectives.
I thought it was really helpful to just hear where everyone is at right now. And I felt like everyone that was on the call, they were pretty much in similar like mental, I felt like their thoughts were very similar. They had kind of a similar read on like how everything was going. It was interesting to hear their concerns as to what might happen in the future. But also I liked how we all kind of talked about like the positive outcomes of this, you know, pandemic as well. So I thought that was great that we tried to make it positive because I think like that's so needed right now.
I think it's like transparency has been the word we've been hearing over and over again. So
absolutely.
Like being genuine and real and not trying to make the situation fluffy because it's not, it's very real, but also trying to be like, okay, so if this is a situation, what can we try to take out of it and what's going to come from it? I think that both those things in tandem are really important.
Yeah, absolutely. For sure.
Cool. All right. Well, Lauren, let me ask you some personal things for everyone on the phone since we're live. Why not? What's the weirdest thing you've done during quarantine? Everyone's doing weird stuff, so I feel like it makes it less weird.
The weirdest thing
maybe weird you've done during quarantine.
Okay. Well, I'm trying to think the weirdest thing. Probably I'm doing a lot of, it's funny, I'll show you actually. So
good.
I have literally my yoga mat just like setting out.
It's ready.
I don't even move it. So it's literally just always there.
Oh,
so
that's good. Whenever you need a moment to like, downward dog, you just go over there. Okay.
But probably
have you been streaming like app workouts and that kind of stuff?
No, okay. I don't go that far.
Okay.
So I'm not super comfortable in that aspect. But my husband and I every night have been trying to do like mini ab workouts, and it will be really funny because it will be like 10:30, 11 o'clock at night, and we're like, we have to do our ab workout. We said we would do it, and I'm like, are you serious? It's 11 o'clock at night, but we're still doing it because
you're committed.
Well, and I just feel like you don't move as much when you're stuck in an apartment. So that's probably my weirdest thing.
Okay. I feel like that's good. I feel like we're all either going to come out of this really ripped and like in shape from all the workouts, or we're going to be just like trying to maintain because of all the snacks.
Right.
One of the questions from the last call, I didn't read it because we didn't have a lot of time, but was like, how do you stop 24/7 snacking? Like, this is a real question.
That's so funny. I was going to say, I've seen a lot of memes about like COVID-15 and how it's like such a real thing. I have been baking a lot. So,
have you? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. What's the best thing you've baked so far?
I made banana bread last night. That's really good.
Ooh, impressive. Yeah. Okay.
Yep.
All right. Well, send us some maybe through the phone or
yeah,
do it. Let me know. Okay, cool. Well, what's your take? Let's end it on this note before we hop off and get on this other call. What's your take on like your positive? Like, what do you think is going to come out of the pandemic right now? And like, what's your hope at least for something for the industry?
For the industry, I think it's going to be really interesting to see where design goes and like especially with interiors, but also exteriors with just buildings in general. I was reading a really interesting article from Architecture Digest on how just thinking about the way buildings are designed and talking about how elevators should be voice activated and different like concepts like that it's kind of funny that we haven't thought about it yet, but you know, the less things we touch, probably the better, just for our health.
That's a really good thing. I haven't thought about that at all.
Yeah, I know. So it was a fascinating article, and I do think after this, it's going to force us to really think more in that light and really push our like innovative thinking. So I'm excited to see that just from like a personal perspective. I think it's been really cool to see everyone just kind of come together. I think it's brought everyone closer, even though we can't be close to one another. And I feel like it's kind of brought everyone down to more of like their humble roots. And I think I'm hoping after this, we can all like remember that and not just go back to our busy lives. So
great. Someone made the point on the call today, actually, that they're having more face-to-face calls than ever with people at work that they might not have even met. At some of these firms that are 100 or more people, they're like, we're having like face-to-face calls with these people we never would have met. Principals are calling us out by name and acknowledging us on the call when we pop up, and that might not have happened otherwise. So little things like that actually could make a huge impact and a big difference.
Absolutely.
We take them with us, you know?
Yeah, for sure. So.
Okay, cool. Any final thoughts, Lauren? And then we'll hop off.
I don't think so. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, for sure.
And letting me have my first Instagram live.
Oh, here we are. It's so funny because I'm still getting used to like the opening and then like calling, you know, like all the comments are really fun to read, but it's hard to do both things.
I know. You have to be a really good multitasker. So
totally. All right. Well, thanks, Lauren. We'll hop off this call and get on the next one.
Okay. Sounds good.
All right. Talk to you soon. Bye.
Bye.